So, I've been thinking about what my next video should be. Usually I plan these out weeks in advance, but lately I've been noticing a lot of friends going through breakups, and it got me thinking, if this many people in my own life are going through heartbreak right now, there's a good chance that a lot of you are too. So today, I want to talk directly to you, the person sitting here right now trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. The person whose mind keeps looping the same memories, the same mistakes, the same what ifs. Before we get into everything, I want to ask you for one small thing. When this video ends, scroll down to the comments. Breakups make people feel unbelievably alone, but you're going to see a whole community of people sharing their stories. Some of them might help you, and honestly, your story might help someone else who really needs it today. Alright, let's get into it. The breakup didn't just take a person, it took a future. Let's start with the thing that nobody says out loud. You're not just grieving the relationship, you're grieving the future you thought you were going to live. When you fall in love with someone, you don't just date them. You start building a whole imagined timeline in your head, where you'll live, what your life will look like, who you'll become together. The version of you that only exists with that person. And when the breakup happens, it's like someone walked into your mind and erased all of it with one single swipe. Of course that hurts. Of course you're overwhelmed. You basically lost a version of your life. And the worst part, your brain doesn't update instantly. It still thinks that imagined future is real. So if you're waking up every morning feeling shocked that this is your life now, you're not weak, you're not being dramatic, your brain is literally trying to adjust to a new reality. Give it time. Give yourself time. Accepting the breakup is not the same as liking it. One of the hardest parts of getting over someone is accepting that the breakup really happened. But let me say this clearly. Acceptance doesn't mean you're okay with it. Acceptance just means that you're done fighting the truth. You don't have to be happy about it. You don't have to feel empowered. You don't have to pretend you're fine. You just need to stop resisting what already is. When you fight reality, you suffer twice. Once from the heartbreak, and once from refusing to believe the heartbreak is real. And look, I get why you're resisting. You loved them. You tried. You saw the best in them even when they couldn't see it in themselves. But at some point, your healing can only start when you say, okay, this is where I am. This is what happened. Now what? That moment is quiet, but it's really powerful. You can't control them, you can only control you. Breakups make people desperate for control. You start thinking, what if I say the right thing? What if I change this one habit? What if I prove to them I've grown? What if I become everything they wanted? But here's the brutal truth. You cannot control another human being. Not through effort, not through love, not through self-sacrifice. You can only be the most caring, loving, patient version of yourself, and someone will still choose to walk away. That doesn't mean you're unworthy, it means they're human. The only thing you can actually control is your healing, your behavior, your boundaries, your future choices, your response to the pain. And I promise you, the second you stop trying to manage their feelings and start focusing on your own, everything begins to shift. Stop giving them the power to define your worth. Let's get real for a second. A lot of heartbreak comes from this belief. If they don't want me, something must be wrong with me. But that's a lie. Nobody sees you fully, not even the person you love. They see their version of you, filtered through their fears, their wounds, their needs, their expectations, and their emotional capacity. Your worth cannot depend on someone whose vision is shaped by all of that. And if they couldn't see your value, that says one more about the limitations of their vision than the quality of your soul. The hardest part, letting go of what you invested. Here's the part people rarely admit. One reason breakups hurt so badly is because they feel like wasted effort. You invested your time, your love, your attention, your trust, your dreams, your vulnerability, and now you feel like you're walking away empty-handed. But that investment isn't gone. You didn't waste it. You grew through it, you've learned through it, you loved through it, you discovered parts of yourself that you wouldn't have known otherwise. It wasn't pointless, it was part of your story. And letting go doesn't mean you throw away what you had. It means you stop holding on to something that can't grow anymore. Romantic idolization is a trap. Let's be honest, right after a breakup, your brain does this magical, delusional thing. It turns the other person into an angel. Suddenly every bad memory disappears, every flaw gets blurred out, every red flag turns beige, every argument feels like it was your fault. You don't miss them, you miss the idolized version your mind created. They weren't perfect. There were problems. You weren't fully compatible. Something wasn't working for both of you. If everything was truly right, you wouldn't be here watching breakup videos on YouTube. Part of healing is letting go of the imaginary version of them, the version that never actually existed. The future is not over, it's open. Right now, it might feel like your life is closing, but it's actually opening. Your brain is terrified because it lost structure. Your future went from known to unknown. But unknown doesn't mean worse, unknown just means unwritten. The next person you meet won't just be better, they'll be better for you. And I don't even mean that in a romantic sense. You might meet better friendships, better opportunities, better environments, a better version of yourself. Breakups feel like an ending, but they're usually the beginning of your most honest chapter. Don't turn this into self-punishment. Breakups can trigger brutal self-sabotaging thought loops. I wasn't enough. I should have done more. It's all my fault. I'll never find someone like them again. I ruined everything. These thoughts aren't clarity. They're emotional withdrawal. Your brain is looking for a reason, and when it can't find one, it turns on you. But here's the thing. Self-blame is not self-awareness. Self-punishment is not growth. You don't heal by beating yourself up. You heal by learning, by understanding, by being honest, and by being kind to yourself in the process. The relationship is over. Don't let it take your self-esteem with it. Let this breakup change you, not break you. Every breakup gives you two paths. You either repeat your old patterns or use this as your turning point. This pain is trying to teach you something. Maybe it's teaching you your boundaries, maybe it's teaching you patience, or maybe it's teaching you what love isn't. Your job isn't to get over the breakup instantly. Your job is to grow through it. And when you look back one day, you'll realize this heartbreak wasn't the moment your life fell apart. It was the moment your life finally started to align. If you're still here with me, I want you to know something. You're gonna be okay. Not eventually, sooner than you think. Heartbreak feels permanent, but it isn't. The pain will soften, the thoughts will slow, and your heart will rebuild itself in ways you can't imagine right now. Before you click off, scroll down to the comments. There are people going through the same thing you are, people who understand exactly what this feels like. Your story might help someone, someone's story might help you. You're not going through this alone. Take a breath. You're healing even if you don't feel it yet.